Good evening, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progressives. It's been a few days since I've been able to go live. Been very, very, very sick, trying to deal with the fallout of my thyroid. Feels good, feels great to be back in the saddle. Proper medication. Feels good, feels real, real good. So while I let people get on here, I'll just tell you all point blank, you all have seen a lot of Full Metal Stupid. You've seen an awful lot of just reprehensible idiocy. And you've seen an awful lot of haterade going all over the place. So I will ask you this question before we get started. How many of you ever heard of modern monetary theory, or MMT, prior to hearing from Real Progressives? I'm going to venture the guess is somewhere near zero. Let me ask you another question. How many of you were adamantly supporting, during the primary, I know we don't like Bernie anymore, how many of you were actively cheering on Bernie Sanders and his plan, his New Deal plan that he was trying to bring forward? How many people wanted this ginormous New Deal? Love the idea of health care for all as a right. Love the idea of free college as a right. Love the idea of green energy. Love the idea of infrastructure. Love the idea of student debt relief. Think about all these things. From day one, we started Real Progressives to elevate MMT because Stephanie Kelton was Bernie Sanders' chief economist in the Senate. She was also his top economic advisor during his campaign. And now she is a senior fellow at Sanders Institute. Stephanie Kelton, her inclusion into that campaign was what spurred Real Progressives into action. So for 2 years, 7 days a week, I have come to you all presenting a progressive agenda, trying to push a progressive agenda, and trying to teach folks not to accept breadcrumbs from the oligarchs. I've tried to teach you guys in a level that regular people can understand, that you don't need to know all the math back and forth, because there's plenty of economists that know that. You don't need to know that. You didn't go to school for economics. You didn't want to know economics, not at that level. What you want to know is that your family can be taken care of. What you want to know is that there can be hope. What you want to know is that this New Deal stuff doesn't have to happen in 100 years. It's not like just a good idea or wouldn't it be great. It's achievable. What you wanted to know is, why does economics matter to me at all? What you wanted to know is, when they tell you they got to cut spending, you know they're lying. What you wanted to know is how to defeat the Republicans when they tell you they got to cut spending. What you wanted to know was, how do we get these things passed when Grover Norquist made all the Republicans pledge that they won't raise taxes. So every good idea gets blocked in the House and the Senate. And we have gridlock. What you wanted to know is that there's a chance to save our children. That's what you wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know. And that's what we have tried to give you. Now, people that could not be troubled for even 5 minutes to learn MMT, modern monetary theory, for those who don't know what the word means, that couldn't be bothered to do some basic research, go out and they find a guy who wrote one article on it, and they throw this one article on it up and say, see, there's proof. It doesn't exist. It's wrong. You see what I'm saying? They throw up this one article and they say, Thomas Paley said this. It's so debunked on MMT. Folks, it's unassailable. It's unassailable. And then some dipshit running around telling everybody that real progressives is wrong. Federal taxes fund federal spending. They're an idiot, a loser, a microphone abuser, a worthless, a shit fuck, a doofus, a piece of crap, an idiot. And I say that because it's true. If you had no platform before Steve Grumbine and Real Progressives, if you had no voice on economics before Steve Grumbine and Real Progressives, but you decide you're going to try and climb up my leg to make a name for yourself, you decide you're going to friggin' suckle on my friggin' junk, climbing up my leg, I don't care if I'm rude. I'm rude because it's what gets people's attention. I'm not rude in my real life. In my real life, in my regular life, I sit there and I do professional work. In my regular life, I kiss my son at night. I sit there and take care of my family. I enjoy reading a good book. I enjoy organizing. I enjoy caring about the world. But when it comes to presenting a dry subject like economics, I'm trying to meet people where they are. And where they are is they're pissed off. They're angry. They're tired of being lied to. They're tired of watching their friends go to jail for stupid shit that didn't need to happen because of austerity. They're tired of watching their friends go to jail for marijuana possessions because the drug war is so lucrative and they have to find alternative economies to survive. They're tired of us going around quote unquote war for oil when we could have green energy today. They're tired. And so I meet them at their rage. I never lose my sense of outrage. And that offends some people. Why is that? Because the things I'm telling you smack you in the mouth and make you feel stupid. Because this is a new world. It's something you've never heard before. And there are people that can accept that and learn. And there are people who are so determined that they can't be wrong that they will dig their heels in and do anything they can to tear down what we're trying to do. And that, my friends, when you realize that the guy laying on the park bench, homeless, and when you see people begging for change, homeless, unemployed, unemployable, when you see people friggin' wondering how they're going to get treatment for a fucking tumor that's going to kill them, when you see people wondering how they're going to feed their family, when you understand people, not in the stratosphere up here, but the regular people down here who have lost everything from the great financial crash. When you realize that anyone like Kim that supports people like Tatsu and talks shit about me, that I don't have time for that. I've got too many other people out there that I've got to teach truth to. That I can't be bothered with nonsense. I'm telling you, I don't have 1 million hours a day. I've only got 25. I got 25 hours in a day and only 8 days a week. I don't have a 9th or a 26th. I'm trying my best, folks. But when you sit there and you pump bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, it is very, very difficult to sit there and stay calm and sweet and gentle. I'm just one person. But you guys can do your homework too and help me. Because this is about us. It's not me, it's us. It's always been us. So you wonder, why would somebody focus in on me unless they got some sort of a hard-on for me? Unless they obsess about me. Unless they look at my picture at night when they're sleeping and wank away. Unless they're sitting there fantasizing about a night with Steve. Unless they've got a crush on me. Why would they obsess about me? Why wouldn't they do their own homework? Why would they sit there and actively try to come at me? Only thing I can think of is A, they want to build a reputation. I've done the work for it, and they're trying to climb up my leg. Or 2, they don't know what they're talking about, and I've offended their sensibilities. And so I'm teaching something new and they can't stand it. Or the other thing, and this is maybe the more insidious thing, they're a paid plant. They're a bad actor. There's somebody who is an infiltrator, as you all look to see. Somebody who really doesn't have your and my best interest at heart. Because when somebody tells me to stop talking about economics, when somebody tells me that I'm wrong, I know that they're focused on me because I bring experts on here. I mean, serious experts. Doctors, Dr. Bill Mitchell, Dr. Stephen Hale, Rohan Gray, Nathan Tankus, Joe Firestone, Ellis Winningham, Pavlina Cherneva, Fidel Kaboob. You notice that they're not talking about them. They got Warren Mosler. No, they're not talking about them. They're talking about me. They've got a fetish for me. They're obsessed with me. They're in love. They feel like a jilted lover. They obsess. They think I've got cute eyebrows. They like my beard. They like my slick back hair. They like my belly. I don't know what they like, but one way or the other, it's not MMT they're critiquing. They're obsessed with me. And like parrots, they start creating memes about me. And they start asking me, did you get your rotted teeth fixed yet? Did you get your rotted teeth fixed yet? Oh, he's a fraud. He's just in it for the money. Folks, let me tell you something. Real Progressives desperately does need money, but not because it's going to go in my pocket. We're trying to create a 501c3. We're trying to be able to be at these conventions, not just to cover them, but to participate in them. Just so you know, that other jackass, he won't be at the World Modern Monetary Theory Convention in Kansas City speaking. Guess what, though? They invited me. They invited me to speak. I wonder why the pros of the game invited me to speak if I'm so wrong, but not them. Why are they not being invited? Could it be they're dumb as a box of rocks? They're autodidact sucking what? Oh. They're not invited because they don't know their ass from their elbow. And they're humping my leg like a small chihuahua, begging for attention. And this right here is the last bit of attention they get. I don't care what they do. But let me tell you something. You let a motherfucker dox me again, the cops already are aware. You let a motherfucker threaten me again, the cops are already aware. You let a motherfucker say anything online that sounds remotely like a threat, the cops are already aware. I'm here to teach economics. I'm here to activate you guys to save lives. Nothing more. I'm not here to be critiqued for my family life. I'm not here to be critiqued for whether you like my attitude. If you don't like my attitude, go elsewhere. Seriously, go elsewhere. I'm sure you'll find someone else actively fighting for your rights, for economic truth. I'm sure they exist. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they don't. Real Progressives has that going on. Ellis, Joe, myself, and all of our guests. Johnny-come-latelys who want to hump my leg to get a little bit of infamy and fame and whatever. They're misleading people, and that's shameful because we're trying to save lives. Do you know this one asshole said that Real Progressives is just looking for a free lunch for people because we want to protect people that have made bad decisions? conservative pieces of dog shit, Calvinistic pieces of dog shit, the anti-progressive, someone so vapid and vacuous and unworthy of my time, or your time for that matter. So I'm asking each of you all in the spirit of saving lives, ignore the trash going forward. Ignore these trashy scumbags that don't know their ass from their elbow, who make ridiculous videos, ridiculous memes, talk shit out their ass like they know something when they don't. Who think they're onto something, but they're not. Ignore them. The only thing they want is attention. Deprive them of it. And let's focus on saving some lives. Period. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives. I'll be on tonight at 8, talking real economics and no more bullshit. You guys follow suit. Don't let these fuckers get you. They're not worth your time. Let them go out in the woods and eat berries. Okay? As for me and my house, we're going to try and save some lives. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives. Have a great day, everybody.